But what we do know is right there in front of us. I robbed a bank. I robbed a bank.
Welcome to this week's Wacky Moments of Liberal Expression. Now, we're going to do something different today. We're going to offer an investment tip. Buy tinfoil, folks, because a lot of hats are being made right now as the liberal media tries to concoct conspiracies that implicate President Trump. All this follows their depression that has set in since the Mueller report came back with no Russian collusion. MSNBC, well, they turned to Hollywood's original meathead this week, and Rob Reiner directed a wonderful tale about Russian bank robbers, informants, and of course, Donald Trump.
But what we do know is right there in front of us. I robbed a bank. I robbed a bank. I come to you and I'd say, I robbed this bank. Can you hide me and don't let anybody find me? And you say, okay, and you hide me. This is what happened. The Russians robbed the bank. They stole something. Trump was told, hey, they robbed the bank. Don't, if you find out, you got to let us know because they're going to try to disrupt our election. And you go, you don't say anything. You know you've hidden the criminal, and you don't say anything. So you are aiding and abetting a crime.
Oh, sure, Russian bank robbery. I mean, that's more likely for the liberal media to believe than the actual conclusion of the Mueller report or A.G. William Barr's summary because they don't really like how that story ends. So now they're trying to add new chapters to it with their favorite character, the unnamed source.
So the New York Times and Washington Post are reporting that some investigators, unnamed, are telling associates, unnamed, that they aren't happy with that 4-page summary that the Attorney General issued of that report.
All right, follow the yarn strings, folks. Unnamed sources are now delivering information to the unnamed sources, who are then talking to reporters in the liberal media who can't say who those sources are.
Citing government officials and others familiar with investigators' simmering frustrations, the New York Times said some of Mueller's prosecutors have told associates the Attorney General failed to adequately portray the findings of their inquiry.
Hey, sure, that seems more credible than, the conclusion of the Mueller report.
I feel confident that we're accurately describing the attitudes of some members of the Mueller team, but I don't have a lot of confidence about exactly what's in that report.
Good thing the liberal media wouldn't dedicate a lot of news time to unsourced tinfoil hat conspiracies like that one.
Tonight, for the first time, members of Robert Mueller's team are reportedly sharing frustrations with how Attorney General Bill Barr is handling their report. According to the Washington Post, an associate of the Mueller team says the report is much more acute than Barr suggested.
NBC News has learned some of Robert Mueller's investigators believe the evidence that President Trump obstructed justice is stronger than the Attorney General has publicly suggested, according to a U.S. official who has spoken with them.
Of course, when actual sources, you remember the ones that actually give their names and appear on camera? Well, when they talk about Democrats like, say, Joe Biden, in a way that the mouthpieces on TV don't like, well, that hurts them all the way to their teeth, apparently.
But the whole conversation, I have to say, Jody, makes me uncomfortable and actually makes my teeth hurt. Have we gotten to the point that we can't have any physical contact with someone that we're trying to be friendly with, that we're trying to be sympathetic with, that we're empathizing with? The fact that someone kisses you on the back of your head or rubs you on the back, shouldn't intention and motivation matter?
Reporting actual claims from named sources that a Democrat is a little too touchy. That's just out of control, folks.
I think that's sad. I think the next time I see Joe Biden, if he doesn't hug me and give me a kiss and hold my hand while we're talking to you, that's a new Joe Biden, and that's not the Joe Biden I knew. He's a nice guy. He's not a predator, and this is ridiculous. Let me just say it. This is ridiculous. It's completely, the whole thing has gotten, the conversation has gotten out of control. And Democrats and those on the left who want to tweet me today and go nuts and get all woke, you're eating your young.
Eating your young? I'm not even sure how that connects exactly. Well, when they aren't busy boosting unsourced claims or attacking the sourced ones, the liberal media is out trying to condemn your freedom of speech. Witness this week as CNN badgers James Comey about why the FBI didn't crack down on citizens expressing an opinion that the liberal media doesn't happen to hold.
Of course, lock her up was a feature of the 2016 Trump campaign. Do you, in retrospect, wish that people like yourself, the head of the FBI, I mean, the people in charge of law and order, had shut down that language, that it was dangerous potentially, that it could have created violence, that it's kind of hate speech? Should that have been allowed?
I love it when CNN questions whether free speech should be allowed, don't you? That's all the time we have this week, folks. We'll travel down to the dark basements and watch liberals don their tinfoil hats once again next week. Until then, I'm Eric Shiner for MRC-TV.